evaluate your play so far? You think you're nearing your potential?
I think I'm taking small steps, but steps in the right direction. That's all I can assess about it right now. And I feel like I'm being a beneficial part for this team for the most part. And I think my team would probably agree.
What kind of small steps?
Small steps in small areas that I'm trying to improve on. Most of it involves being able to stay on the floor. I feel like one thing I can point out, which is the biggest thing so far this season that I've taken control of, is probably my foul trouble. And, you know, being able to stay in big games and games in general and not having to worry about fouling.
Steven, Mooney, the figure going against tomorrow, he's one of the better centers in the country. He averages 13.6 rebounds per game, which leads the nation. What type of challenges does he provide that you haven't faced yet?
We have to make sure we keep him off the glass. And we have to cover him and pick and pops because he can spread the floor. He can also score from all three levels, so we got to make sure we contain him on those areas. But keeping him off the glass, most of all, is the offensive glass specifically is probably going to be like the most important thing for this game if we want to have a really good chance of beating them.
Nobody's been able to do that so far. He's leading the nation in rebounds, you probably know. So how do you go about it?
So Notre Dame, they take a lot of threes, and I think one of his strengths is like having like a good idea of where the ball is going to come off of, which is going to be long most of the time. So he's probably going to set himself up for the right position to get those rebounds, and they're just going to keep shooting. We just got to make sure that we do a good job contesting.
Coming out of the half Tuesday night, you got the ball 4 or 5 times in a row. Was that a strategy or a sign of things to come? How do you interpret that?
I don't think it's like a sign. I don't know if it's a sign of things to come more than it's just like I'm just trying to be more aggressive for our team so that we can be successful. You know, I gotta have a really good chance like when the ball's close to the rim when I have it to make a shot. So I gotta make sure I take advantage of that any way I can coming out of a half or starting the game. Doesn't matter what time of the game it is.
You think you're more of a point of emphasis in the offense now?
Yeah, I've always felt like that, but it took some learning the flow of offense and, you know, getting in better shape to be able to create my own looks for the team. So.
Max talked a little bit about how you all need to get back to being what makes you good. I think is the message he said after the game the other night. What do you think that looks like?
I think in the beginning of the season, our offense a little more patient than it was in some close games that we've played. And I think moving forward, going off of his statement, we have to make sure that we take care of the ball on the offensive side as well as the defensive side. But when we have an impatient offense, it can lead to a defense who probably like gets strung out because of teams going on a break when they get quick rebounds, and we're just so capable of taking control of all of that. So that's what we have to get back to, and that's what I think that's the point I think he was trying to make.
I know you talked about how you kind of retooled your body over the off season, but in terms of mentally, like how much of the staying out of foul trouble and being ready to receive the ball more and all of that, how much of that comes from just being mentally in a different place than you were last year?
Well, when I go back to last year, a lot of my fouls were, I can say in my opinion now, because it doesn't matter, they were tired fouls, you know, and that's kind of like the battle I'm fighting every game we play. So mental mistakes, they lead to things like that, and the stronger, more durable, and more endurance you have, like I feel like you make better decisions on the court.
Did you spend a lot of time watching games from last season
Yeah.
in order to determine that?
Last season, and you know, I've been at it all summer, so that definitely helped coming into this year.
How How's your conditioning different now?
I did a lot of running, and it seems very simple, but you know that goes a long way because you know you're not getting out of breath, your mind's not getting tired. Physically, you're able to do a lot more on the court, and I've discovered that throughout each year I play college basketball, and I'm just trying to get better. That's why I keep talking about taking steps in the right direction.
What do you call a lot of running?
I could break it down for you, but it's just what it is simply what it sounds like.
Back to Mooney, he's not a great leaper, but I guess he's one of those guys that you talk about rebounding with his threes. He seems to have a good feel for where the ball's going. Is that an example of what it takes to be a good rebounder?
Right, and if you want to be a good rebounder, you could take notes from him, and you can learn from his strategy because he knows where the ball's coming off of the rim every time, and that's something I'd recommend to any big man in the nation, especially if you want to be as good of a rebounder as he is. So
if you're blocking out appropriately, you should be pretty close to where the ball is.
exactly.
On that note, do you study other big guys in the college game program to kind of?
Right, I do, because no matter if we're playing them upcoming or if they do something that I feel like I can, not add to my game, but kind of, take notes on, and just like John Mooney with his rebounding, understand that aspect of the game. It'll only help me too. So learning from others is definitely an important part of my game and important part of basketball, I feel like.
Besides Mooney, what other big guys that you've either played against or in this league that you admire or kind of would like to pattern yourself after or so forth?
I don't know if it's more patterning myself after or admiring. I think I just give credit where it's due. With Kentucky, Nick Richards, and John Mooney, they are, excellent rebounders. So that's something I could say I can give them credit for because, they give teams trouble just by, being as active they are on the glass.
You averaged 22 minutes, and I don't think you've played 30 minutes in a game yet. Do you find that you hit the wall in that range, if you're playing more than that?
It's not as much as me hitting the wall as much as just trusting what our team is going to be doing every night we're out there, and just me trying to control what I can do when I'm out there. So I don't really think about how much I'm out there as much as when I am out there, trying to control what I can to stay on the floor. So that's my only focus, really.
You're not fatigue, not a factor in your mind?
No, as long as I'm going hard, and if coaches do see that I'm tired, then they understand that's because I'm going hard. So
During the game,
One more question here, guys.
you and the league, one's going in, one's going out. How much do you guys communicate or talk to each other about here's what's happening, here's what you need to do?
every time we sub, I always make sure I say something, or we talk to each other about what the matchup is, and whenever we're on the bench together or in the locker room at halftime, we make sure that we reach a better understanding going into the second half. So that's an important part, because when we're in the locker room together, we got to make sure we clear the air. One, get rid of all the negativity if there is any. Stay positive about things, and just try to stick to the game plan. We got to communicate that thing to each other as much as we are on the court or off the court. So that's kind of like a team thing. You know what I mean? It's not only just me and Malik. It's everybody on the team. We got to make sure we're on the same page.
Thanks, Steven.
No problem.